Your unique stress response is unique to you, and how understanding it can change everything. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a traditional naturopath that helps you get healthy from chronic illness. And over the past few weeks, I've shared with you how acknowledging the nervous system's role in healing transformed my own health journey and the specific techniques that helped shift my system from protection to healing. And today I want to address something equally important that's rarely spoken about in the wellness circles: your unique stress response pattern. The myth of the universal stress response. For years, I treated my body as if it responded to stress the same way as everyone else's. I followed generic guidelines like adrenal fatigue, stress management with minimal results. Then I discovered something crucial. While we all have the same basic nervous system wiring, how our bodies manifest stress is very unique, as unique as our fingerprints. So, understanding your personal stress response pattern is like finding the master key to your healing. And let me explain why. There are four primary stress response patterns. And through my recovery journey, working with clients, I've identified four primary ways our bodies respond to chronic stress. The first one is the overthinker, mental dominant. You're always up here. Signs are racing thoughts, insomnia despite physical exhaustion, difficulty being present, analyzing everything. Your physical manifestations are going to be headaches, neck and shoulder tension, TMJ, eye strain. And what's happening in your body is your body channels stress energy primarily through mental activity. The second one is the emotional amplifier, emotional dominant. Signs are intense emotional reactions, moods, crying easily, feeling overwhelmed by others' energies. And the physical manifestations are going to be heart palpitations, chest tightness, digestive upset triggered by emotions. And what's happening in your body is your body processes stress primarily through emotional pathways. Then there's the physical holder, the somatic dominant. Signs are going to be muscle tension, pain that moves throughout the body, physical symptoms with no clear medical cause. And physical manifestations are going to be things like fibromyalgia like symptoms, chronic pain, physical exhaustion, weakness. And what's happening in your body is your body stores stress directly in those physical tissues. And the last one is the freeze responder, disassociative. So signs are going to be feeling disconnected from your brain and your body, fatigue, numbness, and the physical manifestations are going to be low energy, immune dysregulation, and sensitivity to external stimuli. What's happening in your body with this one is your body responds to stress by partially shutting down. So most of us have elements of all four patterns, but there's usually one or two dominant patterns that you might be able to identify. My personal pattern revelation for years is I didn't understand why traditional stress management techniques weren't working for me. I'd tried meditation only to feel actually more disconnected and foggy afterwards, a clear sign I was in the freeze responder category. And when I finally recognized my primary pattern, everything changed. I stopped forcing practices that made my symptoms worse and started implementing techniques specifically designed for my stress response type. Now, the result? My healing accelerated dramatically. Identifying your pattern can take time, so take a moment to reflect. When you're stressed, where do you feel it in your body? Which symptoms tend to flare when you're under a lot of pressure? What activities make you feel better versus worse? Your answers are going to offer valuable clues to your primary stress response pattern, and customizing your approach once you identify your pattern can tailor your healing approach accordingly. And we have a ton of exercises in the mandala method, but these will be a few that can get you started. For the overthinkers, practice that you get out of your head and into your body. Dancing, weighted blankets. For the emotional amplifiers, practices that create emotional containment. Journaling, humming, the containment hug. And for physical holders, practices that release that stored tension, shaking, gentle stretching, self massage. And finally, for the freeze responders, practices that gently activate your system, sun exposure, upbeat music. So, this week's reflection: what pattern resonates most with you? Notice how your body responds to stress this week and begin experimenting with techniques designed specifically for your pattern. Remember, there's nothing wrong with how your body processes stress. These patterns developed as intelligent adaptogens to help you survive. And the goal isn't to change your pattern, but to work with it skillfully. Coming up next week, I'll share the surprising truth about why healing sometimes seems to happen in cycles, and with progress followed by setbacks, and how to navigate these cycles with compassion instead of frustration. Sending you all so much love. And until then, honor your unique system. It's been working so hard to protect you all along. And write down below what you find is your primary dominant nervous system reaction. Sending all of my love, and I'll see you next week.